Welcome to Tales and Shadows Chronicle, where truth wears a mask and every legend holds a lesson. Here we walk two paths. We uncover the chilling reality of true crime, based on real events but reimagined through the lens of fiction. And we journey into the heart of African folktales, where ancient wisdom meets the supernatural. To our returning chroniclers, thank you for keeping the fire burning. If you're new here, pull up a chair. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Share these stories with those who dare to listen, because we have fresh tales waiting for you daily. A necessary warning before we descend. While the names and faces you will see are fictional, the crimes are born from cold, hard reality. These stories contain jagged truths and disturbing content. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The shadows are lengthening. Let's begin. They say the internet never forgets. But for Kofi Mensah, the internet was never about memory. It was about invention. He was the man who had it all. The cars, the jets, the adoration of 600,000 followers who hung on every word. He called himself the sovereign, a king of the new world. But kingdoms built on clouds have a nasty habit of raining down. Behind the filters and the gold-plated stakes lay a dark, complex web of cybercrime that stretched from the dusty streets of West Africa to the boardrooms of London. Welcome to Tales and Shadows Chronicle. Today, we peel back the filter. This is the story of how one man stole $47 million using nothing but an email address, and how a single reflection in a wine glass destroyed him. To understand the crime, you have to understand the hunger. The year is 2008. We are in the heart of Freetown, Côte de Lumière. The air here smells of grilled fish, exhaust fumes, and the heavy, humid weight of unfulfilled dreams. 15-year-old Kofi Mensah lives in Waterloo. It's a place where the power grid fails more often than it works, and where the roar of diesel generators is the soundtrack of the night. His father drives a taxi. His mother sells cloth. They work 16 hours a day, trading their lives for pennies. But Kofi, he's watching. Every Sunday, he walks to Hill Station. He stands at the gates of the wealthy, watching Mercedes-Benz glide down Independence Avenue. He sees men his father's age wearing watches that cost more than his whole family will earn in a lifetime. He isn't bitter. He is calculating. He realizes early on that the game is rigged. Hard work, as his parents knew it, was a slow death. He made a promise to himself then and there. He would escape poverty, but not slowly. He would escape explosively. He didn't want to be a survivor. He wanted to be a god. And gods don't drive taxis. By 17, Kofi had dropped out of school. The classroom was too slow. His real university was the internet cafe. Picture a cramped room, stripped of ventilation, filled with 15 ancient computers and a dozen young men chasing the Yahoo dream. This was the ground zero of the romance scam. Men pretending to be American soldiers or British oil tycoons, whispering sweet lies to lonely women halfway across the world. Kofi watched them. He learned their scripts, but he was unimpressed. Romance scams were emotional, messy, small time. $5,000 here, $10,000 there. It required too much talking. Kofi wanted millions, and he wanted them without emotion. He discovered BEC, business, email, compromise. It was elegant, surgical. You didn't need to seduce a grandmother in Ohio. You just needed to trick a burnt-out accountant in Texas. By 19, he struck gold. He impersonated the CFO of a construction firm, sending a perfectly timed invoice for a project that didn't exist. One click, one wire transfer, $340,000. In a single afternoon, Kofi made more money than his entire lineage had made in a century. The rush wasn't just financial, it was chemical. He bought his first Rolex, he put it on his wrist, looked in the mirror, and realized the money felt good. But the power was intoxicating. Fast forward to 2017. The boy from Waterloo is gone, In his place is the sovereign official. He moves to Dubai, the city of gold, the perfect stage for a man whose life is a performance. He rents a penthouse on the 43rd floor overlooking the Persian Gulf. But here's the secret. It's all a house cards. He leases the Ferraris on Fridays, takes 300 photos, and returns them on Sundays. He buys Gucci suits, wears them for a story, and sells them the next week. His followers, 200,000, then 500,000, worship him. They ask for advice. He gives them platitudes. You are poor because you sleep while sitting in a rented chair. But behind the glitter, the pressure is crushing him. Maintaining the illusion of a millionaire costs millions. To keep the penthouse, the parties, and the image alive, the crimes have to get bigger. He builds a global network. Money launderers in Malaysia, crypto brokers in Eastern Europe, moves in the U.S. He isn't just a scammer anymore. He is the CEO of a multinational criminal enterprise. And like any CEO under pressure, he decides to take a massive risk. Late 2018, the sovereign sets his sights on a target that should have been impossible, a Premier League football club. His team infiltrates the club's servers. They watch the emails, they wait, they learn that the club is about to sign a star player for £37 million. Kofi sits in his penthouse, his laptop glowing in the dark. He drafts the email. He spoofs the sporting director's address. Urgent, payment details changed for tax purposes. Wire immediately to close the deal. The email lands in the inbox of the finance head. It looks perfect. The logo, the signature, the tone. The finance head cues the transfer. £37 million. He moves his mouse to the confirm button. But then his phone rings. It's the real sporting director calling for lunch. The finance head pauses. He looks at the email again. Something catches his eye. A tiny, almost invisible discrepancy. The email address is missing one letter. Sports Director versus Sport Direct. He cancels the transfer. The haste fails, but in the digital world, every action leaves a trace. And this failed attempt lit up a flare that was seen by the one person Kofi feared most. Enter Special Agent Maya Singh of the FBI. She had been tracking the money for years, but the money always vanished into crypto. So she stopped looking at the bank accounts, and she started looking at the Instagram. She realized that Kofi's vanity was his weakness. He couldn't help but show off. She analyzed the metadata. She cross-referenced his motivational Mondays with the dates of major hacks. But the smoking gun, it wasn't code. It was a reflection. In June 2019, Kofi posted a picture of himself celebrating a business deal. In his hand, a crystal champagne flute. Agent Singh zoomed in. She enhanced the image. Reflected in the curve of the glass was a blurry, distorted shape, but it was clear enough. It was the distinct neon signage of a specific hotel suite door. Suite 4305. She checked the hotel records. The suite was rented under a shell company. The FBI didn't need to find him. He had just told them exactly where he was. Operation Sandstorm. At 6:47 a.m., Dubai police, coordinated with the FBI, breached the penthouse. They found the sovereign in his silk pajamas, surrounded by 17 phones and a hard drive containing the ruined lives of thousands of victims. He didn't fight, he just stared at the floor. The illusion evaporated instantly. Extradited to New York, the trial was swift. Faced with overwhelming evidence, the king of Instagram pled guilty. 12 years in federal prison. His assets seized. His account deleted. Today, Kofi Mensah is just a number in a North Carolina penitentiary. His story is a warning, and the world will be filled to our lives for applause. Remember this: you can edit your photos, you can edit your captions, but you cannot edit the truth. The sovereign built a castle out of likes, and he's buried underneath it. Thank you for watching Tales and Shadows Chronicles. If you believe the truth is stranger than fiction, hit that like button and subscribe. Until next time, stay real.